Hey, welcome back. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I got some feedback on how to read these dials, and I read the manual again. And I think my problem was because the radio sits low on my workbench, I was getting kind of a parallax problem in that I was reading from the side and down, trying to read the scale, and of course it was off. And so this morning I've got my little signal generator. The problem I'm having with this signal generator is it's very, very difficult to tune a frequency in. If I just barely touch this big dial, it jumps a megahertz or so. If I use the fine tuning, it only changes like 1 or 2 kilohertz. So it's very, very difficult to get the right frequency. Like I tried to get like 5 megahertz or 4 megahertz. It's impossible. So what I've done, I just set it right now to 3.9024. That's what it came up. And then I'm tuning the radio to find that output, that signal coming out of the generator. And then I'm reading correctly, directly, the dials to see if it looks right. So I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to set the camera back on the tripod so I'm not wobbling all over the place. And then we'll make sure it's pointed to the radio. And the problem is the camera is not compensating properly for all this bright light. So the display is really bright. Let me try zooming in and see if that helps the camera get the lighting right. I'm going to move around here a little bit, get it over there, because I mainly want to show you the dials. Oops. Get this centered. Then I'll zoom in a little more. I may go too far. I need to bear with me while I adjust the camera. Okay, that's probably the best I can do. So the signal generator is at 3.9022 right this minute. And I'll turn this up. And of course, that's in the amateur radio band. So I might be getting signals from the amateur radio operators that could confuse them. Probably what I should do is get away from there. Let me move that away from there. So I'm out of their band. Let me see what I can do. See if I can get a little bit above. Well, I take that back. I wanted to be in one of the meter bands so that I can, per the instructions, set the main tuning to one of these dots, this case being 80 meters. There it is, on 80 meters. And then, then I can read off the band spread dial, the frequency more accurate. So that's why I was here. Okay, so let's turn the volume up and see if we're there. Let me turn the volume down for a second. Let me boost the output of this signal generator, and so I could kind of override some of that real signal. Okay, I'm going to do something real quick. Turn the volume down. Let me turn off the signal generator because my S meter right now around this area is pegged. So let me turn this off. Yeah, so I turned off the generator and my S meter is still pegged, so I'm getting a ton of noise. Maybe from my computer. I got my computer on. Let me turn my computer off. Some people comment, why don't you write a script and rehearse and edit and all this stuff? Well, I used to do that, and it got so tedious I said, forget it. I'm not going to do YouTube videos anymore. So then I came back and said, okay, no editing, no scripting. I'll just do the shows. People don't like them. That's okay. I can understand if you don't like them. Okay. Got the computer off. I got the monitor off. And the S meter is still pegged. So we've got a lot of noise this morning. Let me try another band. Let me try the 40 meter band. Again, I'm selecting the amateur band because this is what this dial is calibrated for, this band spread. So let me go to 40 meters, which will be up a different band, and then there's 20. There's 31, there's 40. Okay, that's a lot quieter. So I got this dial on the 40 meter red dot. So let's turn my signal generator back on, and now we need to be up somewhere around 7 megahertz. So let's adjust it as well as I can. And I may have to change bands here. Yeah, I got to change bands. Well, I got 6.5. Here we go. Ooh, I had a good one there, and I turned the daggum dial. I had 7.1 almost right on the nose. Okay, I got 7.2002. So I got 7.2 pretty close. Okay, so what we want to do is tune using the band spread and see if it lines up with 7.2. Actually, now it's 7.119, 7.200. So now sorry. Sorry about that. I have this severe sinus problem that every morning it takes me 3 or 4 hours to clear. Sorry about that. What was I doing? Okay, so let's see if I line this up with 7.2, I'm hearing my signal generator. So let's turn the volume up. 7.2 is over this way a little bit. Nope. There it is. Had it there for a second. This thing is very selective, and there's no bandwidth control, so I can't control the bandwidth of the receiver. There it is. No, it's not. It's somebody sending CW. So I'm not finding my signal generator. I'm going to go way down. Nope, I don't see it. Should be a definite spike here. Yeah, there's what's called a woodpecker. There's the CW guy. Maybe he just happens to be. Let me change the frequency on my generator. Okay, I'm now up to, whoops, I just jumped. Okay, that's way too far. Okay, now I'm at 72276. I can say it, like I try to say. I really struggle with that signal generator. I appreciate the gentleman that gave it to me, but I just can't tune the frequency accurately. It's probably putting out the frequency that it's showing on the indicator, but I can't fine tune it. I don't know. Okay, let's see if I can find it now. Okay, let me try the other way, which is a little more difficult. I'm going to set the dial to 7.2, and I'm going to try to adjust the generator to match. There's a guy with a woodpecker output. When you know it, try to adjust the signal generator's frequency to match this. There. I can hear it sweeping through. Right in there. There it is. Okay. Now, so let's tune off of it. Yep. Okay, there's the signal generator. Finally got it. The signal generator says 6.9787. This display is showing, if I get on the right scale, which is 40 meters, which is the second one down, is showing 6.1 something. 6.1 something? Maybe I'm on the wrong scale again. Like I say, I'm looking at this angle, and I don't know where this little marker for 40 meters lines up. It should be the second line down. Now, the second line down, this is a little confusing. The second line down has, well, actually all of them do, and this is probably my problem, is they have two scales. They have one above the line, one below the line. So right now, I should be looking at the one below the line. And yes, I'm on 7.2, but my signal generator, which I haven't confirmed recently whether it's accurate on the HF bands, because my frequency meter doesn't go down to the HF bands. Talk about a mess. So I can't accurately verify the output of the signal generator. But the signal generator is showing 6.9782, and I am showing about 7.8 or 7.9. So that's about a megahertz off, almost, maybe exactly 1 megahertz off. So I don't know what that's about. I think Dennis, who has one of these, I think he reported that his was like up to 1.5 megahertz off on the scale. So maybe mine is 1 megahertz off. Again, the dial is on 7.2. Now, this little slider thing here, which is adjusting the red lines, I can move. Well, no, I can't move the bottom one. I can only move the top one. So I could easily move the top one, which is going to change the frequency quite a bit. And so let me put this on. This says 6.97. So let me put this dial on what would be 6.97, which would be way down here. Way down here. It'd be about there. And let me adjust this, see if I can find it. I don't think that's it. Might be. There it is. No. That's actually a real signal. That might be it right there. Now, I can adjust the signal generator slightly, just a couple of kilohertz, and let's see if we can tell the difference here. Well, I can only adjust it a couple of tenths of kilohertz. Says if I push it, okay, it's pushed in, I think. Yeah, it's pushed in. So that's the less granular scale. And I could only change it that tenth of a kilohertz. So I'm not sure I'm on there or not. Seems like it. But it may not be. That's pretty strong right there. So that's 6.9. Now, the other way I understand that you're able to read this is just put this all the way over to the mark that says set, and then you read this directly. So I did that. So now let's tune. That might, no, that's not strong enough. There. That might be my signal generator. So now I'm going to change the signal generator. No. There's the signal generator. Right about there, where there's another signal. The other problem is, or could be a problem, is the radio is very close to the signal generator. So there may be other things emanating out of the signal generator getting into this radio. But that seems to be the signal. Let me see. Yeah, that's full scale. Even though there is sounds like RTTY signal coming on top of it. And the signal generator now is reading 6.48. Da-da-da-da. And this is reading directly off of here. About, see, there's 6 and there's 7. We're just over mid, so that would be about 6.6. So that would say it's off. Depending whether signal generator is putting out the right frequency, it's off less than a megahertz. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So, the only point is the dial is off. Now, let me see if I can move this guy now, and no, it's all the way to the left. So that's as close as I can get it to 6.5, and it's about, guessing it's about 6.6. So I'm not sure that I'm still tuning this right, or there is actually an error in the dial, or it could be an error in my signal generator. My higher frequency counter is died, you know, most of my equipment is 15 to 20 years old, and so like me, it's falling apart. So I really need to get a better signal generator, because this one is, it might be very accurate, but it's very hard to tune to a frequency. I don't know anything about buying newer used test equipment, because I haven't bought test equipment. I haven't even used test equipment that much in 15, 20 years. I went into management at work, and of course that first thing they do is brainwash you, and you forget everything you used to know. So I have, no I don't. I was going to say I have another frequency counter, but it is definitely dead. The other one, the display died for some reason. Anyway, I babbled here long enough. So anyway, there is some error in the tuning dials. Again, Dennis alluded to that same fact on his, so not a big deal. Mainly what you would do on this radio is tune to a strong signal and not really care about the frequency. You do care about the frequency when you want to identify what the station is. Now, if you're listening to amateur radio, you can't tell anyway by just the frequency, and the only way you can tell if they say their call sign, which they should do every 10 minutes or so. Anyway, that's the show. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.